is beautiful, and Jesus makes beautiful things of my life.
Hi everyone, my name is Frances Bruce, and I'm pleased to be a part of the She is Beauty series. I hail from the Port of Spain Church of Christ in Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been a disciple for 13 years. When I think of beauty, I think about mountains, waterfalls, sunsets. To me, these aspects of nature truly capture and reflect the glory of God. When it comes to people, of course, I can appreciate physical beauty. But I also feel like true beauty goes so much deeper than appearance. I see beauty in kindness, compassion, and most of all in vulnerability. To have the courage to be your true self without the fancy clothes of justifications or the makeup of excuses, just to be your true self, I find is so strong and I think very beautiful. On that note, I recently came to the decision to entrust God completely with all aspects of my life. It may sound strange, but in my childhood I went through a pretty big disappointment where a prayer that was really close to my heart wasn't answered, well, in the way that I wanted it to be. And from that experience, I concluded that I could no longer trust God to have my best interest at heart. So I had my own view of what my ideal life should be and how my life should go. And anytime I felt myself veering too far off track from where I wanted to be, I would take over the reins to get my life back on course, right? And I realized I was so afraid of not achieving those milestones, the prestigious degree, high-paying job, marriage, a house, car, children, those things. But I found that going after those things without God left me with just a shell of what I was truly longing for. And when I instead walked in God's guidance and allowed Him to fit the puzzle pieces together, that was so rewarding and so fulfilling. So I just came to a point where I decided, look, enough of my plan, I'm just going to go fully with God's plan for my life. And I realized that happiness isn't found in a fancy social media feed, but that godliness with contentment really is great gain. And God has done some amazing things in my life. And from that experience, I've really learned that God's plan far exceeds my plan in grandeur, in timing, in just how all the other pieces of life fit together with His plan. So, yeah, I've just decided to go with God's plan. That's been a big lesson for me. A gradual process, and now I feel like I've come to complete surrender. But that said, that's not always easy to do, especially the waiting on His timing part. Personally, I'd love to share my life with someone special. And sometimes I do feel lonely. Sometimes it's almost tangible, that absence. But, and it can be really difficult to acknowledge and accept. But in spite of that, I feel God's equally tangible presence. So the quality I appreciate most about God is His attentiveness. I love when God will show me something beautiful like a butterfly, a rainbow, or a parking space. When I have challenges at work or just a setback in life, the curveballs that life throws at us, God just works them out. For example, I recently bought a second-hand washing machine, a 3 months warranty, and 3 minutes into the first cycle, I got a strong burning smell and white smoke was coming up from the washing machine. Boy, I was so discouraged that evening. I just felt like everything was falling apart. But I called the store. The technician came out early the next morning and fixed everything, repaired the machine. And I realized afterwards that it worked out so much better that way, that a professional would come out, assess, repair, and leave the machine in good working condition. So I didn't have to worry about something popping up after the warranty period, And I'm just so grateful that God worked it out in that way. Just have peace of mind now moving forward with my washing machine. So, it's in those moments when God reminds me that He's there, that He sees me, that He's meeting and providing my needs, that I really feel closest to God. I don't know ultimately what His plan for my life is or how He'll bring it about. But having the courage to stay in position and trust God is something I feel is truly beautiful. I love Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him and He will make your paths straight." Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 to 7 is another favorite. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." If I think about a book that really stands out to me, it would be Secure in Heart by Robin Widener. Every time I read that book, I get something more from it. To me, this book really draws out and dispels the lies that really drive some of the insecurities that women commonly face. And it's just so liberating, to identify those lies and replace them with the truth. And it just gives me so much more security in heart. So I highly recommend Secure in Heart, Robin Widener. Check it out. Otherwise, my playlist is where I save songs that really remind me that God is with me every step of the way. I want to leave some of my favorite lyrics with you guys. So one of them comes from the song No Dilemma by Sherry Ann Moore. It goes like this. I have no dilemma, 'cause I know who's in this boat with me, rowing this boat with me. I have no dilemma, 'cause I know who's in this boat with me, rowing this boat with me. And I am not hungry, I am fed, my soul is full, and I am well. I am not thirsty, 'cause He fills me up, and my cup is running over, yeah, it's running over. I have no dilemma. I really like that one. Another one that I love is Who Got This by Ryzon. I'm sure you all know this one. One of my favorite lines, my favorite part of the song, he says, Jesus says, daughter, 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 remember that I love ya. Just look how far I've brought you from. Them giants have to run, 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 run. Don't you forget who got this, my Jesus. Ha! Love that song. And another one, the one I'd like to leave you with is Make a Way by Jermaine Edwards. I've been listening to that one a lot recently. And the part that I really like is this part. Even if my eyes can't see, deep down I do believe. If you can part the sea for Moses, you can open doors for me. I know God will make a way for me. And the chorus, you're the God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. So I will not worry, you will make a way for me. Powerful and mighty, you provide all of my needs. Through the storms I will believe. You will make a way for me. Sisters, I pray that we all continue to grow ever more beautiful in Jesus. Love you.
Carefully touching me, causing my eyes to see